Good evening. Today is Monday, March 1st. On behalf of our listeners, I'd like to thank Victor for the impromptu Sunday podcast. I hope that more people would subscribe because it literally pays off. It was a great call, and 3900 target was achieved earlier ahead of schedule as the market opened up with a gap up today and was pretty much in a straight line the whole day with the two shallow pullbacks. We have closed again at 3900 and it was up over 2.3%, best day since June. Nasdaq was up 390 points or over 3%. Lots of good news today. Apple has reopened all of its stores and the Democrats have dropped the minimum wage requirement from the COVID bill, and it looks like it may pass the Senate later this week. Bitcoin was back up to 48,500 as gold and other commodities sold off. Citi said that Bitcoin could one day become the currency of choice for international trade, and it is at the tipping point of mainstream acceptance. Another interesting story of the day was Michael Burry tweeting about Bill Gates. Looks like last week Bill Gates wanted us to stop eating meat, and now he wants us to stop doing math. Apparently, Bill Gates has donated around 140 million to the organization called Pathway, which produced a guidebook for teaching mathematics, which claims that we need to dismantle racism in mathematics. It said that mathematics is used to uphold capitalist, imperialist, and racist views. It also states that the concept of mathematics being purely objective is unequivocally false. Of course, Michael Burr didn't like that, so he went on the tweeting rampage about it. And you could see it on the screen. He said that math is a form of white supremacy. Where I'm from, whites are the dumbest in math. South and East Asians apparently didn't get the message. Whites use math to suppress them. It would be an LOL moment at the local high school at whites' expense. And he also said that apparently an old white rich man is behind it. And I'm really starting to think that old white people are out of touch. Victor, what do you make of today's markets? I think that after today, you can just call it a day and rest on your laurels. But I don't think you would.
Well, nothing recedes like success. And if you make a lot of predictions, some of them are likely to be correct. We've caught a few big ones. We caught the big drop on the on the Open Market Committee. And we predicted a 100-point rise for the week, but we lied. It happened in one day. Of course, we've been bullish since March. Market's gone up 40, 50%. If you're always bullish, you'll be right about 60% of the time each day. It's hard to guess now. To me, it was very significant that the Nikkei got back to 29,900. Okay, so it has 100 more to go to 30,000. The Japanese would have lost face if it gone above 30,000, and then it receded. Everybody would have been bad for the Olympics. So we're within 100 points of 30,000, and we're within 1% of a new high. It's been 7-8 days since there was a new high, and I wouldn't be surprised if it took another day, 2 or 3 days to go above the new high. Might do a little dipsy doodle tomorrow. As you say, it was just straight up. There was nothing from the
Right.
open. The the news of the Johnson and Johnson vaccine that's always been a very positive for the market. It's always had a fantastically extraordinary rise on vaccine news. Bonds are back to their old levels. They almost hit 159 today, but they were only down a point and a half. Crude is coming down. So there are definitely cross currents now. It could take a few days for the old highs, but the first day is is generally positive when certain conditions exist, and it certainly gets the public in. Nothing like a sold out bull. Yesterday the market was down. On Friday the market was down 18%, and NASDAQ was down, and yen was hitting the 29,000 level. I mean, how conditions can change in one day. You have to always be on your toes. With the straight upness today, I see some woke activity in Governor Cuomo. President Biden is calling for an investigation of him, and the progressives are ganging up on him. He has a lot of strikes against him. There might be a third strike against him. All the excessive nursing home deaths, and I think any woman would know when a man asks you if you like sex with an older man. I mean, and how blatant can you be? I put up a post on Twitter that during the French Revolution, it was known that all the revolutionaries were eventually killed. The incorruptible Robespierre was killed. Same thing happened in the in the Russian Revolution. Trotsky was killed, and I think we better be very careful now that it stays woke, because if the shoe drops on Tara Reid, he thinks the president is protesting too much. Could be a certain vulnerability now, and it's very close to home. Okay, I don't have much.
Well, I think after Sunday we could take it easy for one day. And I just wanted to add one small thing. I saw an interesting article about Japan. Apparently, for the first time since 2009, Japan deaths were down by almost 10,000 people since previous year. So it's quite amazing that Japan's population is aging constantly, and we're in the middle of a super deadly pandemic, yet they managed to actually have less deaths this year than before. It's really a testament to Japan, as their aging population is really in a good shape. I've been to Japan, I loved it, and lots of old people are there who are not really overweight.
Where
And
were you in Japan? I've been to Japan often.
Tokyo, Kyoto, and lots of small towns around it. It's my favorite country to visit. It's really beautiful. It's beautiful people, beautiful country.
I agree. I agree completely. And their culture is
And culture as well.
very, very healthy, very peaceful.
Right.
People very law abiding. I like the monkeys there. I had a monkey as a pet for the same kind of Japanese macaque. I named him after my thesis advisor, Jim Laurie. And I had some things on what we can learn from Verdi. We'll save that until tomorrow. We have to have some general ideas from things that will stand for all seasons from Tom Westwell, and and Verdi. Okay, thank you very much,
Sounds good.
Ms.
Thank
Bennett.
you,
I'll
Victor.
see you.
See you tomorrow. Bye bye.